Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, this bird is so cute. Yeah, it can't hurt anybody. No, this bird is a menace to society, and it needs to be stopped. Please, if you see this bird, run away. Yo, Triple Eight Mega Head, Bad Deck Enthusiast. And for the first time, I bring you guys a deck that I do not like. A deck that I would say that I hate. I'm sure many of you can relate that this deck is not fun to play against. Oncoming gameplay will show you that as well. But first, please like and subscribe. We're on the road to 100 subscribers, and it would be greatly appreciated. Now, today I'm in an interesting position because I played a deck that I cannot stand to face. I'm talking about Floowandereeze. We played this deck from Plat 5 all the way to Diamond 5, and I'm confident it can make it to Diamond 1. But I will not subject my viewers to such degeneracy. Playing a deck you don't like or is unfamiliar with is the best way to understand how to conquer the matchup and to come out on top. So I thought I would give it a try. Now let's get to the card by card. Well, I can explain to you all the reasons why these cute birds are evil and need to be stopped at all costs. So here's the deck list, and let me just tell you right now, I only spent 1,000 gems. I already had shifters, and I dusted some stuff to get a UR. Apex Avion. I managed to pull a Snow, which is the UR of the set, but this card is not necessary, and it did come up only once. It's not a bad card, but the other cards you tribute summon are just so much better. So you really don't need to pull this card. So one Apex Avian is good enough. This is a budget version of the deck. The best version of the deck will probably be playing 3 Harper's Featherstorm, which is another UR that I don't have access to at the moment. And I'm not even sure if I'm going to pull it because, like I said, I'm not a fan of this deck. I really just played it to understand the matchup. So we're playing 3 Rabina, 3 Eaglin, 2 Stree, and 1 Toucan. So what the Rabina does is it searches for a level 4, a lower winged beast monster. When you normal summon it, and instead of going to the graveyard, it gets banished. And then when you normal summon any winged beast monster, you can add the banished Floowandereeze monsters back to your hand. So that's pretty much what all the level 1s do. It all can be added back to your hand when you normal summon. And Eaglin adds level 7 or higher wing beast, so that's how you search for your Apex Avian or your Ryza or your Snow, your M-Pen. Your M-Pen is usually your turn 1. Your Stree adds it banishes cards from the graveyard, sort of like DD Crow, but it can also do your own graveyard, so it's really good at like taking stuff out your graveyard to use your shifter again, and that's pretty toxic. Everything about this deck is toxic. M-Pen is a floodgate. It does not allow you to activate special summon monsters' effects which is an attack position, which, for example, is every single Link monster in the game. All just become useless. So yeah, this card is toxic as hell. Then on top of that, you have the Apex Avion, which is an Omni Negate that bounces back into the hand. Toxic, toxic, toxic. Ryza the Mega Monarch. It's toxic. Puts a card on the field back into the hand. Puts one in the graveyard back into the deck. It's just not very fun to play against. This deck is just terrible. You will see a lot of my duels. I would play like Map, or I'll play Rabina, and my opponent just leaves because they already know that there's no if you don't have what you have in your hand, stop this deck. It's just not going well for you. So now that I've played the deck, I do realize that the best thing to stop this deck is like an Imperm on Rabina or an Imperm on Eaglin. Kind of gotta read your opponent to figure out what they have in their hand, and if you can do that, you can imperm the right cards and probably win the duel. The map is very important to the strategy. It banishes level 1 from the deck, so that way when you normal summon, you can chain block your normal summon effect by using the banish monsters effect to add it back to the hand. So the map allows you to play through Ash. And once you can get your whole combo out while your opponent still has an Ash in their hand, yeah, it's not fun. None of it is fun. But I made sure I was on the right side of it today because I'd probably be pulling my hair out if I decided to play any other deck on this day while Adventurer and Floowandereeze is released into the game. So yeah, that's just it, the card by card. For the extra deck, none of it matters. This is a small Zeus package. You play the Assembled Nightingale. You can attack directly. You rank it up into Downer. Then you get a 4 material Zeus. It hasn't come up, but it's useful. Everything else I pretty much banished off of Prosperity. And that's really it. Book of Moon, you use it to negate, not really negate, but you can dodge Imperm and Effect Wheeler. But I was still thinking about cutting it. And yeah, Harpy's Featherstone's the only card I'm really missing. And that's it. The deck's pretty toxic. It kind of plays itself. All you really need is to open up Rabina or Eaglin plus field map or map and another level 1. It's really easy. And that's just the deck. I'm going to show you some duels. They're going to be pretty quick because a lot of times my opponent just scooped. They saw the play and they're like, you know what? Not dealing with it. Not today. So this was one of our first duels after building the deck. We're up against Dragon Link. I don't even think I was able to tell. But let's show you what we got. So we have the perfect hand. Rabina, Eaglin, Shifter, Designator, and Map. And we're going to go first. So we summon Rabina. We get Effect Veiler. 2 things. 1, I probably should be playing Effect Veiler to cross out Designate target. And 2, had I shifted first, he couldn't use cross out Designator. So I learned that in the future and I started shiftering earlier. But I thought I wanted to save it for his turn. Remember, at this point I wasn't that familiar with the deck. So we use Map. Map will banish from the deck the Toucan by revealing the Eaglin. Eaglin will then additionally normal summon. The Toucan will come back to the hand. The Eaglin will search for a level 7 or higher winged beast. We get ourselves an Impen. Then we tribute summon the Impen. Impen, when normal summon, we'll search for a Spell Trap. And we're going to add the Rabina back to our hand. And that's pretty much what the deck does. It just recurs so much advantage over time that it snowballs out of control. We set the trap. We set Crossout Designator, and then we shift to him in his draw phase. And he has Fusion Destiny. His cards get banished because of Shifter. So, yeah, good luck with that. And he put it in attack mode, so he can't activate his DPE effect at all. You have to put your monsters in defense mode if you want to use their effect. So we get Rabina. We summon Rabina on his turn. Eaglin will then come back to our hand. We additionally normal summon the Eaglin. We added DD Crow onto Rabina. So as soon as that DPE goes to the graveyard, we're going to banish it. Then we just tribute summon Riser. And we're going to put the DPE back in the deck. We add our monsters back to our hand again. And he can't play. He's under Shifter. He's playing Dragon Link. He went DPE. He can't even draw 2. Can't do anything. GG. Get out my face. I swear, I'm just like so good at the game. We open up this time against SoSo. We're going first. We win the coin toss. We have Rabina. We have Eaglin. We have Designator. We have Prosperity. And we have Map. So let's see how we go. Map. We reveal the Eaglin. We banish the Impen. I believe I was being greedy, but that's cool. We add the Avion. Now we noble summon the Rabina. If he had Ash, he would have got me just now, but he didn't have it. Add Toucan. Toucan will add back the Impen. And he has Gamma. So he could have Gamma the Rabina, but I guess he just decided not to. And he saw the Impen trying to come back to my hand. He decided to Gamma that instead. So we just use Prosperity. 6 because we don't care about our action deck at all. And we reveal 2 Eaglins, a Snarl, a Shifter, a Prosperity, and a Call by the Grave. So we take a Call by the Grave. We don't need all that other stuff, we already have it. And summon Apex Avion. Add back the Rabina for next turn. which is his turn. Because his turn is our turn too. Add back the Evelyn. And we end our turn. And what are you gonna do? You lost your Gamma. He sets a card. You can't do anything. He knows we have an Omni negate. He knows we have Call by the Grave. So we rip into this card, which allows us to tribute with his monsters as well. And now we're gonna make combo. So Rabina again. Rabina, add back the Toucan. Rabina will add probably DD Crow. Nope, Barrier Statue. Then we summon an Eaglin. We use the Stree. The Stree will add back to our hand. The Eaglin will search for a level 7 or higher. This time we're gonna add the Riser. And then we summon the Toucan. We add back the Impen that we tried to add back last turn, but he stopped us. And now we tribute his Maxi. Set up with the Maxi. Impen will add the Trap. And then we clap his face. GG. Nice Sword Soul deck loser. Yo, we're just too good at the game. We're up against George. We have Rabina, Ash, Shifter, Prosperity, and Map. And we're up against Synchro, Adventurer, Tenyi. And this is a deck you need to worry about. This deck, you're probably sitting on the ladder. It will be annoying. It will combo like no tomorrow. And sometimes there'll be nothing you can do about it. But we're going first, so we won the die roll. We're going to shift them right away because we learned our lesson. And we're going to go Prosperity for 6 because we don't care about our extra deck. Avion, Snow, I forgot the name of that card, Stree, Map, and Terraforming. And we're going to add the Avion. We're going to use the Map. We're going to reveal the Rabina. We're going to banish the Eaglin. We're going to normal summon the Rabina. We're going to activate the Eaglin to add to our hand, and then we're going to add a Barrier Statue to our hand with the Rabina. And that's like standard play for the most part. They're always either adding like Barrier Statue or Rabina for the most part, or Eaglin for the most part. And then we get Imperm from the Eaglin, so we can't add a level 7 or higher Winged Beast to our hand. But we still have our normal summon, so we're fine. Okay, goes the Barrier Statue, and we end our turn. So at this point, we don't know what our opponent's playing yet, but we find out they're on adventure or something. So they summon the Griffin Rider, and they attack straight into the Wind Statue. We couldn't do anything about that. Rite of Amnesia. Is it Amnesia? Aramesir. Rite of Aramesir gets the Faithful Adventurer, Dash the Faithful Adventurer, and that's it. He's out of luck. Now he could have negated that, but maybe it wasn't worth it. He just wants to keep his negate for my turn, and that makes sense. But we ripped in the Book of Moon. Book of Moon, the Griffin Rider. What are you gonna do? Negate Book of Moon. Tribute summon Avion. Gonna add back. So we're adding back the Rabina and the Eaglin. We're gonna choose the Faithful Adventurer, and we're gonna negate that. I'm not even sure if that was the right call, but because we negated this, Avion's back in our hand again, and we can just summon it again if we want. We still have our Map, which will give us an additional normal summon, and that's exactly what we do. We reveal the Rabina, we banish the Stree, and we get additional normal summon on the Rabina. Add back the Stree. Rabina will add... Let's see what we add to Rabina. Add the Toucan. We summon the Eaglin. We'll add the Riser. And then we summon the Riser. Riser will put one back in the deck, put the other back in the deck, and send the token back to the hand. He has a token. He has a token collector face down. And he's all out of resources. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, where's your resources at, bro? Like, what are you gonna do? Normal summon? If you normal summon, I get to play with my cards again. So he's not gonna do anything. He passes turn. He sees that's it. I don't want anything to do with you. He's gone. We're gone. We win. GG. Once again, and this is the last duel I'm gonna showcase. But Rabina, Eaglin, Barrier Statue, Shifter, Designator. This deck is very consistent, and it does what it does very well. Shifter right away. Rabina will then add. I'm gonna add DD Pro because we already have everything else. Eaglin will then add. I'm gonna go M-Pen because we have everything else. Could be summon an M-Pen. M-Pen will get to add a spell trap and give us an additional normal summon. Rabina and the Eaglin can both come back, but we're gonna leave the Eaglin banished so that we can chain block on his turn when we decide to summon off the trap card. So we summon the barrier statue, we set the trap, we end our turn. He opens Duster. Okay, so I'm just gonna normal summon on your turn now. Summon the Rabina again. Chainlink 1 Rabina, Chainlink 2 Eaglin. So if he has Ash, you can't Ash. Eaglin adds back to hand. Rabina will then search a Toucan. Now we additionally normal summon the Eaglin, all on his turn, add the Avian. Summon the Toucan. Gonna add back the banished trap. And then we're gonna tribute summon for Avian. And add back the Rabina for next turn. So now we have a trap in our hand again, so we could do it again, all over again on his turn. We have an Omni Negate, we have special summon monsters in attack mode, can I activate their effects? And we have you cannot special summon monsters except win monsters. So what he really needs is like a Raigeki or something. But yeah, you don't have it. He has Called by the Grave. So he Called by the Shifter, he sets a monster, and that's it. And then on my turn, we ripped into the card. What's this card called? Floowandereeze or something. But it didn't matter because it's and that's the power of this deck. Make your opponent scoop. Don't let them play. Your turn is my turn. Summon a bunch of stuff on both turns. And yeah, get to clapping. GG. Overall, here's the list again. This deck is only fun for one person. And it's the one who goes first and is playing the deck. I would say ways to counter this deck would be an Ash Blossom on not Chain Block Rabina, or maybe like playing the Wind Kaiju in your deck, so that way you have a play to stop them when you go second, or not losing the Shifter. Shifter is a card that can just straight up end some decks, and knowing that if you normal summon while the field spell's on the field, that they're going to do full Rabina combo on you, which will lead to Mega Monarch or Avian coming to the field on top of the Impen. It's just disgusting. This deck is so bad. And when I say bad, it's good. But when I say bad, I mean it's like not good for the game. Like, you don't want to see this deck. So you probably should play it. I don't know. But I will not use this deck to get to my Diamond 1. I think I'm going to play something adventure-like and perhaps make a video on that. So stay tuned. And if it works for me,